Hi guys, White Witch 110 here. I thought I had pressed for this to tape, but for some reason, when I went to look, it wasn't taping anymore. Is it taping? Yeah, it's taping. Crazy. That was hubby. He's watching Eddie and the Cruisers, his favorite movie. There you go, with the little squirrel. And then there's with the acorns. And this one I just did with the mushroom. They are adorable. I'm in love with these. I really am. I really, really am. So I was talking to you guys, and obviously you didn't hear any of it because my phone wasn't taping. Bizarre, bizarre, bizarre. I don't know why. I'm doing all these dark. There's one. No. Keep that part uniform. Yes. What I was saying is that making the slit in these, I'm sure there's an easier way to get it that these will slide in there better. But as my father used to say, if there's a difficult way to do it, I will do it. I never do anything the easy way. So why start now? I don't know. Okay, come on. Work with me. There we go. It's in there. It's still taping. This is good. Okay. So did everybody have a good Tuesday? I did. It was not that bad of a Tuesday. Now, let me see. Or should I put this little guy on now? Whoops. Nope. Yep. Nope. You have to be on that side. And I want one for the other side. So I'll just put this guy on. I love these little wooden fancy things. There. So cute. So as I was saying, I will be doing some facts this evening. And I'm going to use this one. I'm finished with it too. It's cute. Don't know what I'm going to do with it, but I'll find out something. And I did bring the Christmas decorations I made for work. I did bring them home. I love them so much that I just had to bring them home. And I may end up giving them away, even though it's not Christmas. Who says it has to be Christmas to give Christmas stuff away? I don't know. I'm glad I'm finding a use for these corks. I love the corks. I really do. Come on. Cooperate with me. Nope. Yet. There we go. I like the brown paper too. Those tags came in handy. So I hope you all liked my hasty cards, as we call them. I really enjoyed doing them again after so long. Matter of fact, at work I was thinking of making more when I got home, but look, whoever gets this one needs a really short name. And this is the thing, when you're doing it like this, I would put names of the people that I know are coming each year. Like if we were having this at our place, I would have my stepdaughter's name, her husband's name, my step-grandson, hubby, and myself. Oh, and the other grandson too, the other step-grandson. That's if we had a house. So I would have these all with their names on it. So each year I just take them out there. But then for if you're having someone over and you're not sure if they're coming again, I guess you still would want them to have something that looks nice. But at least have extra on hand so you can take those out and switch it for a new one. So we actually, and I have them here someplace, I had made with plastic canvas, this is going back, picture frames. But how big were they? Maybe about that big. And in it I slipped a piece of paper that had my sister's name, my niece's names, my mom and dad, as mom and dad, so that we would just take them out each Thanksgiving, put them in front of it. That's what it was a little picture frame that I had made out of plastic canvas with, I think it was brown, orange, and yellow yarn. That was pretty cool. And another thing that I always did was I always got something for everybody to put on their plate. At Easter, I had gone out and got wooden crosses and some blue leather, what do you call it, cording. And I gave everybody a cross that was on their plate. Another time, I put gingerbread men that I had bought. I think there was another time I had put one of the Catholic prayer cards on it. Maybe go with this. That's really plain. So my thing was to always, oh, that's nice and thick too. My thing was always to put something on their plate that they could take home with them. Just my way. Yeah, at my parents' place, I would always get there early, like a day early. I'm the one that set up the table, the tablecloth, and all the stuff. So there we go. 6 of them in no time while we were chit-chatting. Shh. I held the wrong one. Okay. Oh, click, click. Oh. This evening, what are we going to do? What are we going to do? Let's see. There. I always like to give you something to look at. Definitely not me. Definitely not me. I guess we can look at this. Let's see if that'll stay up. No, it's gonna fall. Of course it's gonna fall. There. There. That's kind of, sorta. There we go. A mishmash. Talking about fall. There you go. Okay. Tonight, to start off with, actually, we are going to talk about you think I'd get all this together, but of course not. This right here, Canadian flag. You're probably going, what? Yeah, it's red, it's white, okay. But the flag you see today was actually adopted February 15th, 1965, which means myself and hubby were born under the Union Jack. In 1964, former Prime Minister Lester B. Pearson formed a committee to give Canada its own flag. Until 1965, Canada flew the Union Jack, which is England's flag. This was a serious debate. It is based on our flag, the Royal Military College of Canada, and the maple leaf designed by George F.G. Stanley. The maple leaf has been an emblem of Canada since the 18th century. In 1868, the maple leaf was used on the coat of arms for Ontario and Quebec. 1867, Alexander Muir, wonder if we're related, that was my grandma's maiden name, wrote The Maple Leaf Forever. It became the unofficial anthem of English-speaking Canada. In 1921, the maple leaf was added to the Canadian coat of arms. 1876 to 1901, the leaf appeared on all Canadian coins. After 1901, it remained only on the penny, which is no longer in circulation. Yep, we gave up the penny, so we can't say a penny for your thoughts anymore. King George V in 1921 made red and white the official colors of Canada. There are certain ink colors that the Department of Canadian Heritage states must be used when making the flag. In 1925, former Prime Minister William Lyon Mackenzie King had a committee design a flag to be used at home. The committee was dissolved before the final report. December 15th, 1964, at 2 a.m., Mr. Stanley was told his flag had been approved 163 to 78 in the House of Commons. Queen Elizabeth II proclaimed the new flag January 28, 1965, and it was inaugurated on the 15th of February. A ceremony on Parliament Hill. At the stroke of noon, the old flag was lowered and the new flag was raised. This year, our flag is 55 years old. Now imagine that. I bet you always thought that that was our flag. Not so. Not so. Okay, now we'll go, or is this? I'm getting everything mixed up. Okay, Old Prince George Hotel in Kingston, Ontario. Built in 1809 for the Herchmer family. They worked and lived on the property. It was built of limestone. The building is 211 years old. Lily, the daughter of the Herchmers, was in love with a sailor. She would place a lantern in her window to let him know she was waiting for him. One evening, she fell asleep, leaving the lantern burning. Story says it fell from the windowsill and engulfed her room in flames. She perished in the fire. Paranormal investigators, let's get on to that one, were awoken by a noise of a flat hand smacking against the window in their room. They caught the noise on tape. They also felt the bed shake slightly. Replaying audio, it sounded as if someone was in their room when they were out investigating. It sounded as if someone were going through their things. There was no audio of a person coming in or going out of the room. A couple who had stayed in the same room reported seeing the second bed in the room hover above the floor. In January 2004, the second and third floors were destroyed by fire, but were rebuilt. The third floor, lights and radios turning on by themselves, also doors locking and unlocking on their own. A woman is seen on the third floor. People believe it to be Lily. In 2003, it was declared the upper floors did have a paranormal presence. It was featured on the program Ghost Hunters. There is a woman at the front desk that appears when your head is turned. She's no longer there. The hotel upper floors are now loft apartments. There is still a bar and restaurant on the ground floor. Now this next one is very popular place here. It is Fort Henry in Kingston. The first fort was there on the grounds from 1812 to 1814. The second fort, 1832 to 1836. It was designated a World Heritage Site in 1936. The fort is named after former Lieutenant Governor of the province of Quebec, Henry Hamilton, owned by the Government of Canada, and it is operated by the Ontario Ministry of Heritage. Built to protect Canada during the War of 1812. The original fort was replaced by a much larger fort in 1832. It was restored in the 1930s for tourists. The fort temporarily held prisoners from 1837 to 38. During World War II, it housed German prisoners of war. And as I've already mentioned, oh no, this is another one. Yeah, that's right. Sorry about that. This one was also featured on Ghost Hunters. A reporter spent the night alone in the fort, full access. Room 4, which is supposed to be locked, was open, and the fireplace was going. He left the room with the camera going, and the camera ends up falling over. Now that could be, I would think maybe it wasn't set properly, so you have to 50-50 on that one. And then there were possible orbs in one of his photos. Again, you have to be very careful with that. Could be dust. Tourists on the Haunted Walk found blue lights in a couple of their photos taken in the officers' quarters. There is a spirit of a man seen still marching in the parade square. In 1837, John Gunner Smith was hung at the fort. Staff believe he is the man in blue seen wandering the grounds at night. One guard quit due to her experiences. One example, hearing footsteps when she was alone. Some Fort Henry guards report seeing a wooden structure being built on the northeast slope, but there is nothing there. Though in 1838, one did exist. It is also the spot where the gallows were built to hang Niels von Schultz, a Swedish national who helped lead the Battle of the Windmill. In the officers' quarters, Niels' torment is felt. A rocking chair behind glass is known to rock on its own as if someone was in it. A blue glowing orb has been seen in the exhibit hallway. Sometimes it is above the rocking chair. It has a negative feeling. During children's tours, Room 3 is always said to have felt strange. Evening visitors on tours had their daughter feel ill by number 3, but once away from it, she felt fine. The first military museum in the world to use uniformed interpreters. Tourists late in arriving decided to walk their dog around the outside of the fort. They heard shouting and the light of bonfires. As quickly as it started, it stopped. When reaching the front, they asked the guard what event was going on. He assured them none. Many people have heard noises coming from within the fort. One guard, moving to the lower fort, heard the sound of breaking glass. When no one came to his shouts, he radioed his partner for help to search. They stood together and heard voices, then the glass break. After this, the police were called, who found nothing. When the police left, the sounds began again. Police were called again. 2 officers searched and found nothing. But as all 4 men went to leave, the sounds began again. Another search and nothing. Another spirit, staff believe, is John McAuliffe, known to have a violent temper. He stabbed a soldier, attempting to take him back to the fort. On the soldier's death, John was sentenced to hang in 1835. Poltergeist activity in the bakery and schoolroom is known to happen. A bearded officer has been seen in a window of the guard's room. A senior guard member experienced the hair on the back of his neck standing up when performing nightly walks through the dining room. In 2001, a ghost guide and tour members watched a spirit march across the parade square. In the 1960s, guards in a meeting seen a man in dirty uniform enter the room beside them. Getting up to check, there was no one there. So there you go. Got a bit of history about our flag and a couple of ghost stories there, as well as the little craftiness. So I think what I might do once I've signed off for the evening, I'm going to take that off and see what that one's going to look like with the petals on it, and I'll show you tomorrow. So as always, thank you to my loyal subscribers for dropping by this evening. I greatly appreciate it, and I love you all. If you're just passing through to see what's what, please check out the other videos that I have as well. If there are any that you enjoy, please do give them a thumbs up. Leave a comment if you feel to. I will get back to you. And share it out if you think any of your friends or family might be interested in one of them. Consider subscribing. And if you do, make sure to hit the notification bell so that you'll know when I upload. So until Wednesday, tomorrow. Wow, this week's going by fast. So until tomorrow night, as always, ciao for now. There you go, Macduff. There you go. Aww. He's so cute. Yes, you are. Yes, you are. We got Miss having you here.
He's going to be 12 in November.
Oh, Boo's older than you. Boo's 13.
Really?
Yeah. Yes, look at you.
Look at the tail.
Look at you. Yeah, I'll put your video up on my channel.
Oh.
Yes, I will. Yes, I will.
Because you're so cute.
Yeah. Yeah. You and Garfy, you guys were cute.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
Run to the door.
Yeah. Yes.
So cute.
Yes. What a sweetie pie.